So what's good, everybody? Welcome back to Doc G Sports Direct. If you're new here, you know what we do. Straight talk, no flubs, real hoops, basketball, conversation. Let's get right into it. First up, the NBA All-Star Game. And I'll be honest with this. I'll be honest. It's where the league has a real problem now. I mean, it has its bumps, but right now the league is really trying to figure out this All-Star Game. Before, this was a for sure bet. Everybody's watching. Everybody wants to see the stars. The talent is there, but the competitiveness is not. And you wouldn't even think about this 20 years ago. Fans want effort, pride, and at least a sense of winning. I mean, that's a lot to wait. I mean, I'm looking right here at what is the format. I'm gonna get to the format and how it is. It's totally different from last year and from the previous Golden Age.
Yeah,
Right now,
that's IED production. Yeah, representing Zendo, Doc G Sports Direct. Let them know.
How do you get players to care about it again?
2, 3, drop it. Throwing the hammer like Thor, like Big King the door. Rain fire from the floor, from heaven that painted for drop professor, beat tester. The pop curriculum sit back, yo, so let me lecture.
But that's not the case. All right, so let's get to it. Just to break it down more clearly, for the 26th All-Star Game is USA versus the world, a world robin tournament with two USA teams, one international team playing for four 12-minute games, followed by a championship game between the top two teams. Aiming to of the players or the power goes to the fans, which myself and other people have voted. 25 goes to the NBA player that they have voted, and the other 25 goes to all media outlets and those who are part of the media world, not including me. I'm not there yet. But that's it. Me personally, I think it should be media and the fans. It should be 75-25. Those are the ones who are vested interests. But the players voting for themselves, I don't like that because, I mean, it tells a lot about the other players. If we're going to get into that, we're going to get into what happened, who's being picked. But yeah, my take is that it should be fans and media. That's it. Those are the ones who are paying for the tickets. Those are the ones who want to know certain stars. They have to say so. They should be the ones saying, you know what, this is who we want to see play. It's an all-star game. These are the all-stars. This is who we think is good. And most of the time, 90% of the time, the fans are correct. They are correct. So why are you playing them out? The media is correct 25% of the time, but they're correct. All right. So, I mean, I'm not sure why they're doing this, changing this up, but they did. So let's go more to the format. So the tournament structure is there's 24 All-Stars are divided into three teams. The USA team, which is the American players, Team USA American players, and Team World International players. All right. So we have each team has at least 8 players. 3 12-minute games are played. Team A versus Team B, Game 1. The winner of Game 1 versus Team C, which is Game 2. The loser of Game 1 versus Team C, Game 3. All right. Now, the championship. The two teams with the best record after the round robin advance to the final 12-minute championship game. The tiebreaker. If a team are tied 1-1, point differential from the round robin games determines the winner. So if you get a lot of points during the games, it's a blowout, you're definitely going to go if there's a tie. All right, so now, key changes and features. USA versus the world theme. A new focus on national pride coinciding with Winter Olympics. Positional flexibility. If those who don't know, way back, not that far ago, but in the days it was when you voted for the top centers, for the top power forwards, for the top small forwards, for the top shooting guards, and for the top point guards. When you selected your teams, everybody will be voted. Those that have the highest votes for point guards got into the starting slot for the point guard, East and West. And it kept going. Point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. That's how it was set up. Then the other positions, the 7 other spots, will be selected by other coaches. The head coach was the coach that had the best record from the East and the best record from the West. That's how the teams were set up. Now, that's a little bit different. It's not the same as before. And that's what we got to go to. For me, maybe this will do it. Maybe this will get. Listen, we have Luka, versus. It's not even SGA is not part of the American team, just to let you guys know. All right. We have other players like LeBron James, Steph Curry, Durant, right? But all of those players are getting older. We need the Zion Williams, the John Morants, right? We need the Jalen Brunsons, the Halliburtons, right? We need all these players that are American born to be on these teams. A lot of them are hurt. A lot of them, like Jason Tatum, are hurt. A lot of them are just out of the league right now or getting in trouble. So that's a question about the NBA players. We got to look at ourselves and say, okay, what's going on here? Why is the commissioner doing this? It shouldn't even be a question. This should be a sense of pride. You're in the greatest league, in the greatest country, playing basketball, doing what you love for fun. What is the problem? There should be a tenacity to win at all times. But yet, there's a problem. And this is the question that we should ask. Please post a comment and make us understand. What is your take on this? Do you think that this should be going on? I mean, for me, it's silly. It's silly how the players are doing this. No knock on them. They're great. They're efficient. I was looking at their stats before. Check my other videos. How I explained how the NBA is not only fast-paced but high scoring. Questionable defense, but still high scoring. All right. So I mean, that's what it comes down to. All right. So, because the All-Star Weekend should be a showcase. That's basically what it should be. All right, not background noise. All right, so now let's switch gears. Let's talk about the top 10 teams in the NBA right now. Excuse me, let's backtrack. Almost forgot. We want to talk about who is on the All-Star roster. And there was some big drama with this and had to do with LeBron James. And there's some, I made this video before last week, but the sound was destroyed and I wasn't able to release it. So I'm redoing the episode. That's what took me a little longer to drop it this week because it's got messed up. All right. So let's talk about what's happening with the All-Star teams. So let's see who's on the teams right now. Let me get the correct list. All right. So pull it up. So here's an overview for the 26 NBA All-Star starters. Announced January 19th, 26, feature a mix of superstars led by fan-voted leaders. The first off, leading the votes is Luka Doncic, right? The biggest thing was going to LA because a lot of the fans are now going to Team Luka, right? Meaning that a lot of the fans that were on LeBron are now going to Luka and Giannis Antetokounmpo. The starting lineup features a new 26 format of USA versus the world. The stars include this. In the Western starters, we have Luka, Steph Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, Victor Wembanyama. For the Eastern All-Stars, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, let's go New York, Cade Cunningham, and Tyrese Maxey from the 76ers. Right, the reserves for the 2026 NBA All-Stars are scheduled to be announced February 1st. The game itself will feature a new format involving the three teams. But now, that's just part of it. The other part is who voted what, and I'm going to pull that up. Okay, so the top players voted by the fans. Luka with over 3 million, Giannis with 22.99 million, Nikola Jokic with 2.99 million, Tyrese Maxey with 2.94 million, Jalen Brunson with 2.85 million. Going to New York, changed things. Stephen Curry with 2.81 million. Right there you have it. According to the fans, the top 6 players is Luka, Giannis, Nikola, Tyrese, Jaylen, and Stephen Curry. This is not by position. This is solely by their games, like who they think, who are their favorites. These are the players. All right, now the players. This is the actual players voting. All right, so Cade Cunningham had 159 votes. So out of all the players that voted, the majority chose Cade Cunningham as number 1. Giannis as number 2 with 147, Jalen Brunson with 138. That's Jaylen Brown with 138, Jalen Brunson with 137, and Nikola Jokic with 135. All right, so now the media votes. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 99, Jaylen Brown with 98, Cade Cunningham with 97, Luka Doncic with 95, and Nikola Jokic with 95. All right, no Jalen Brunson. All right, so basically those were either Luka and the rest have won championships. And Cade didn't win a championship. But Cade had been bringing up that Detroit Pistons team. They are a contender. They're number 1 in the East. They're playing phenomenal. They're playing excellent. They're playing really good in these last couple of games. Now, what does this mean? Who do we not see on his list? Who did I not mention? Like, he's not even part of the picture. Even when I play NBA 2K24, I play NBA 2K25, and now I play NBA 2K26. When you finish the season with him, the next season, he's retired automatically. The second season, for the last 3 years in a game, he's retired. Yet he's in every game the next year. The player who I'm talking about is LeBron James. The NBA 2K series retires him in season 2, always. But in real life, he's not retiring. He's in year 23. But LeBron James' streak of 21 consecutive All-Star games has been done. He is not a starter. Selection as a starter ended this year as he finished 9th overall in the Western Conference voting. All right, I believe he had 1.5 million, which is still a lot, but it's still not enough to get him a spot in the starting 5. And this is not sad. I mean, it's just to hang it up. It happened to Jordan when Vince Carter beat him out, and then Vince Carter said, "You know what? Take my spot." Right? But there was a reverence for Jordan. No one even said that to LeBron. Everyone's been quiet. All right, so they said, "Too bad." Right? Before, a couple of years ago, he was choosing players with Kevin Durant. Right? It was the top two, and then they selected their players. Not this year. All right. So, and last year, he was one of the top vote getters, and he didn't show up. He showed up, and then he took pictures in his dress down clothes, and then he left. So, I mean, that pretty much showed that he's mentally checked out, at least from the whole spectacle of the NBA. He loves basketball. He loves the process. That's what keeps him in shape. But he's not in for the whole hoopla of hoops. All right. So he's mentally checked out. So his streak is over, and the All-Star reserves will be announced February 1st. And remember, the commissioner can make any add-ins that he wants to put in. So that's pretty much who is playing and what the votes were. Give me your thoughts and your takes on this. For me, I think that the big thing is LeBron James, how things are changing up. And I mentioned before that as soon as he didn't get that extension, that was a reverberation for what's been happening this whole year. The son getting drafted, that was a big chunk of it. That was a big chunk. You made a team go out of their way to recruit your son and not only put him on the team in draft night, but give him a guaranteed contract from the bench and got a guaranteed contract of $3 million, $4 million, and going to the G League, the highest paid G League player. And so far, I mean, I haven't seen any results that have improved, right? You see the difference. Cooper Flag, phenomenal. Putting highlights, dropping 40 points a game in the NBA. He played 1 year in college. You see the skill level difference. So, I mean, that's just a cause for concern, not for me, but for the Laker Nation. And we're going to get into that in a little bit. But first, let's talk about the 10 teams that have been the standout so far. All right, so the top 10 NBA teams currently are led by Oklahoma City Thunder with the winning percentage as of January 24th, 2026. Power Rankings also places these teams along with the San Antonio Spurs, Denver Nuggets, and Boston Celtics at the top of the league. So, leading the charge is OKC with 37 wins and 9 losses. A very respectable record so far. I previously thought that they could make 70 wins. It's still possible if they just go have really long 20-game streaks that they win and don't lose. So they still have a small chance, small possibilities. I mean, don't count me on that, but definitely a 60-game season is possible. Detroit Pistons as well, playing very good. 11 losses only, 32 wins. San Antonio turned it around. They turned it around this year, and they are a champion contender. San Antonio Spurs with Wemby, with that whole Wemby mentality, he is holding that franchise down, being the franchise player. He's showing what it means to win, and I love his approach to it. He's one of my players to look out for. Watch out for Wemby. Especially in the upcoming years, he's going to win a championship. Guaranteed. All right, Denver, of course, Nikola Jokic, he's doing his thing as usual, and Murray. Also, he's going to be on the reserves, I can bet, because he's playing really good. Especially these last couple of weeks, he's been doing his thing. Right, they're 30 and 15. Boston Celtics, surprisingly, without Tatum. Or maybe not surprisingly. That's another question. Was it Jaylen Brown doing everything? With Kevin Durant, 27 and 16. But they're relying a lot on him. LA Lakers, not far behind, right behind them with 26 and 17. Even with LeBron James back. But it's been a struggle as they've been playing. The Timberwolves also top 8, right, with 27 and 18. Phoenix Suns, 27. Devin Booker with no Kevin Durant is doing way better than last year. So It just wasn't a good match. They're 27-18, and at the bottom of it is my New York Knicks. Sad but true. All right. So that's basically what it is, and the top 10. So tell me what you think about the top 10. Tell me who you think should be on that list and why they are not on that list. Put it down below. Let me know. All right. Let me be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Had to take care of the power. It was about to die. All right. So let's get back to it. So that's the take. I mean, a lot of people are, looking at their top 10 and they're like, my team should be there. I mean, my Knicks should be doing better, and we'll talk about the Knicks later. They've been having a lot of woes, and we're going to see, did they correct it? Did they improve these last couple of games? We'll get into it. So, all right. So, I mean, it's just about chemistry. It's about consistency, and that's what's going on in the matter. And as April turns into May and May goes into June, we're going to see who's the top at the end. Next up, the Giannis drama. Anytime Giannis speaks, the league listens. He just has his cadence. He has his demeanor. It's powerful, but yet it's soft, and he's very emotional with it. Whether it's about expectations, pressure, or loyalty, his comments always spark conversation. I don't see this as drama for drama's sake. I see a superstar holding his organization to a championship standard, and they're just not meeting that expectation. They're not meeting that level. They're not making the right moves. The coach is not coaching. The players are not acting right. The players are just doing whatever they want, and we can check out what the comment he has here.
Where he stands.
We're not playing hard. Not playing hard. We're not doing the right thing. Not playing to win. Not play together. Our chemistry's not there. Guys are being selfish. Guys are trying to look for their own shots instead of look for the right shot for the team. Guys try to do it on their own.
And that's not noise. That's leadership. The Bucks need to make sure that they're matching his urgency, that they're matching his drive. If he wants to win, he should win. And he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave. Nope. He's saying, I don't want to be traded. And the team is saying, we're not going to trade him. But the fact is that it's over. I agree that he shouldn't be there any longer. He should not be he's 31 years old, and it's time for him to move on to a different team. Not that he should, but I've seen it happen with Patrick Ewing. And then at the end, he ended up being traded. Right? He had some close calls, had no more championship. He got one. Giannis got a championship for the Bucks. Beautiful. Move on. You brought in some stars. Nothing happened, right? Damian Lillard got hurt, and the story. Chemistry was bad. But now it's over. Get to a new spot, do a new thing, go to New York, go wherever. Go somewhere where you can be a star. That's what I think they should do. But I don't think he wants to come. It doesn't want. He feels that he shouldn't be the one asking for the trade. The team should just do it. They should trade him for a bunch of assets, rebuild, start over again. All right. Now, let's get into some Laker drama. All right. Now, there's Laker drama because, of course, there is. It's Los Angeles Lakers. They had 1, 2, 3 shows about the Lakers in the last couple of years. So, from a roster question to LeBron's body language in the front office, is always something. The Lakers don't have basketball players pressure. They have a spotlight pressure. Every move is magnified to the 10th degree. The question is simple. Are they building for now, or are they surviving season to season? My idea is that they're no longer surviving season to season, that with the Luka as a foundation, they have cemented a new ground to build on. They are now trying to excavate the old ground, which was LeBron. When they didn't give him the extension, that's where it stopped. They stopped building on his side. They started building on Luka. They got rid of AD. They brought in the star that can not only hold his own on his own, but can hold the NBA league on his shoulders. AD couldn't do that. LeBron has passed his prime. Even though he could still drop 20 points a game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, he could do all that. But he's just not the same. He's just not the player bringing in the people anymore. That ship is sailing. The fans in Laker Nation are being fed up. That's just it. There's no other way to say it. That's it. It's over. It's over. My take is that LeBron should, he should have packed it up in the beginning of the season. This should have been his last season. The big thing now is that he has a patch that only he wears. It would have been cool that at the 23rd year, everyone gets the patch. Everyone commemorates his last year. And there's no more sour. He got his $52 million, sell off to the sunset, close, book, end. But that's not the case. LeBron hasn't announced his retirement yet, and LeBron is still looking to win a championship still. with the LA. Right? But you can see this marriage is over and done with. There's no longer any love in that team or league for him. I mean, as soon as he came in, this was the record. So this was the Lakers' record since his return from his first 15 games gone. The Lakers have had a 6-6 record since January 1st for a specific player return, which was LeBron. The Lakers are 15-7 with LeBron James on the floor this season. Okay, so their overall are 26-17. All right, so they were 11-6 without him. But during that run, it was a different surge. The players felt more connected. They knew what they had to do. There wasn't so much drama. We see how LeBron's body language in his photo ops, in his interviews is like, I'm just playing golf. I don't care what anyone's saying. I'm playing golf. And that's okay. I don't have no knock. He can play golf. He's 41. Welcome to the 40 club. And, he's doing his thing. Much props to him. But, I think the Lakers want to go, get their youth going, get some new fans, keep it moving, keep winning championships. They don't want to just stop and end with LeBron. I mean, he's been in LA longer than any other team, like he said. And
turned it up a notch, turned them over, and was able to get some easy ones from that.
You had it to within 3, within 2 minutes to go. Best team in the league when it comes to the clutch. What prevented you guys from getting it done this time?
Listen, we missed some really good looks that we had. And they made some. They made a couple down the stretch. Sometimes that's the way the game goes.
There was a ESPN report that was published yesterday that cited various points of friction between your relationship with Jeanie Buss. How do you feel like the kind of support and appreciation has been from Lakers ownership towards you in the latter stages of your Lakers tenure?
Quite frankly, I don't really get involved in that or the reports or whatever the case may be. I've seen a lot of it, obviously, but I don't really care about the reports, to be honest. You guys know me. You guys know since I've been here, my 8th year here, been in this league 23 years. There's going to be another article tomorrow, especially involving me. And at the end of the day, when I came to this organization, my whole mindset was about restoring, excellence. The things that I've seen growing up, with the Lakers. Obviously, I didn't get an opportunity to watch the Showtime, but I know the history, and then in the early 2000s with Shaq and Kobe, and then what Kobe did, and, those couple runs with him and Powell. So, that feeling back to the Lakers organization, and where, when the Lakers and the Knicks and the Bulls and, the Celtics are good is great, so.
He's right. It'll be good for him to retire as a Laker. Now, what Jeanie Buss said. Okay, so recently Jeanie Buss, who is the governor of the Lakers, she's no longer the majority owner. There was this whole thing that she did. She sold the team to the owners of the Dodgers, which was good because they know how to manage a team and support a team to a championship, which they just won one this year. The issue is that, and you can tell, is that she tried to build a relationship with LeBron like she had with Kobe. She tried to help him and be a family support. But LeBron James is that person that he takes without, really having, Kobe was more sincere with stuff. He's like, I want to win. That's it. Give me the players. I'm all about the game. But LeBron is like, I'm all about the game, but get my son into. I got this Clutch Sports. I want to get AD. I was talking to this guy, Russell Westbrook, get him on the team. And when it blows up, he's like, hey, you guys made the moves. It wasn't me. You could have said, no, I'm just a player. There was no accountability. And this is what got Jeanie Buss upset. So Jeanie Buss issued a formal statement to The Athletic in response to a bombshell ESPN report detailing the fractured relationship with LeBron James and the internal dysfunction that led to her selling the franchise for $10 billion to Mark Walter. Buss strongly denied reports that she was frustrated with James or that she viewed him as ungrateful after the team drafted his son, Bronny James, in 24. Her primary public comments included defending LeBron. She said it is completely unfair to suggest that she was frustrated with James and expressed regret. Appreciation of legacy. She said she emphasized that any report claiming her contributions weren't appreciated was just not true, highlighting that he was restored excellence to the organization. Addressing influence. Buss pushed back against the notion that James or Clutch Sports run the team, stating, I'm the controlling owner. I held accountable for every decision that's made here. So the reason why is because Before it was stated that, allegedly Buzz said that he was privately grumbled that James should be more grateful after the Lakers used their 55th pick overall to draft Bronny James. Then the 22 trade considerations, right? So the source claimed that after the failed Russell Westbrook experiment, Buzz privately discussed the possibility of trading LeBron James to the LA Clippers. The ego and control. She reportedly felt James had an outsized ego and was irked that he was viewed as a franchise savior rather than giving credit to the team's relationship in the 2018 arrival. So, fact of the matter is, he was sort of like a savior.
I give him and Anthony Davis and them a lot of credit for winning that championship in the bubble. I also give him credit for resurrecting this Lakers franchise and returning them to relevancy. Now, does Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, talk about wielding their power, whatever? Well, let's pump the brakes on that, please. They do what any agent in their position or any agency in their position would do. If you have some muscle, you're going to flex it from time to time to ensure that your tenure is as successful as it possibly can be. You're going to make suggestions. They're going to be strong-handed suggestions like, you need to do this because if you don't, we're not going to be happy. I'm quite sure those kind of things have happened, but it's not a crime. And this notion that Rich Paul is some kind of villain because Clutch Sports, was wielding its power and it was leaning on LeBron James to do it. I will remind you, the Lakers had really, really, really regressed to, I would never say irrelevancy because we're talking about the purple and gold. We're talking about one of the greatest basketball franchises, one of the top 2 basketball franchises in sports annals. There's no doubt about it. But the other side to it is that LeBron did resurrect the Los Angeles Lakers. There is no question that happened. And even in his 23rd season, at over 40 years of age, 41 years of age, the brother's still doing his thing. He's out there giving you 20 plus a night. So let's not pump the brakes. We all know I can be critical of him. I wouldn't hesitate. But I ain't gonna lie on the brother. The fact of the matter is that the man deserves a lot more credit than blame. And that's why Jeannie Buss had to come out with her statement, because regardless of what her feelings may have been, regardless of what she's tacitly alluded to, in the end, it doesn't usurp LeBron's contribution to the Los Angeles Lakers. He returned them to relevancy because for several years they were not. Completely agree.
I thought it was good, but somebody can see it another way. So it's always 2 sides of the coin. So, like I said, at the end of the day, how I represented this franchise and what I wanted to do to represent this franchise when I got here till now has been with the utmost respect and honor and dignity, and I would say loyalty. Shit, I played here longer than pretty much any other franchise I played for besides Cleveland. That was a 7 and a 4. So.
I love the Lakers since Kobe was drafted. Before Kobe, they weren't really a contender. They were a good Western team, but they weren't the championship team. They got Shaq, they got Kobe, they won championships 3 in a row. Fantastic. Kobe was by himself. He won back-to-back when they started making moves. Around the end of Kobe's career, they weren't any good. He was hurt, didn't have the coach, that was about it. All right? And then LeBron came in 2018. I said, okay, we're going to go somewhere. Nothing. 2019, nothing. 20 came during COVID. They won the championship. Fantastic. LA won the championship. I was happy about it. I said, okay, we're going to win more. We got LeBron, we got AD, young player, star. We could build off him. They brought in Russell Westbrook. Okay, now we're going somewhere. No, they didn't make the playoffs. They lost in the Western Conference Finals. They lost in the first round. They lost in the first round. And that's where we're at today. A team that has been losing in the first round with the best player and last year the best 2 players in their position. And yes, he was a savior for that time, but he's brought to those seats are always sold out. Each ticket, wherever they go, is $200 to $300 at the nosebleed sections. So, he is doing his thing as far as what they're paying for. They're paying the $52 million because he's filling up them seats, right? So, James responded to these reports saying that he doesn't care how anyone feels about him at age 41. He is focused on the current season, and that's about it, right? This is the drama that we have here, and Clutch Sports saying that these things that LeBron James should be treated better. He's a savior. We have Clutch Sports saying a lot of stuff. All right. And to me, I think that AD was shafted. I think that was treated badly. I think that Russell Westbrook was treated badly. And I don't think it was LA that did that. I think that it was LeBron's doing. I mean, that's my take on it. Everywhere I see that he goes, either a player leaves. Kyrie Irving was playing with him. He left. Dwayne Wade, he left them. Chris Bosh, he left them, right, in the dust to go back to Cleveland, right? Because he didn't like the way how Miami didn't let him do his thing. So, I mean, it's very icky as far as, the whole LeBron James thing. And I hope that they get it together because, they are a great team. I love to see them win. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm really watching out for LeBron James. I am not a LeBron James fan as far as putting him on my top 5. He's like at least my top 10, right? He's number 6. And part of the reason why is no knock on him, but he just doesn't have that gene, right? My top 5 included Jordan, Kobe, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, and Shaq. Those were tenacious players, cannot be stifled with. And LeBron James, he's an incredible, gifted player, can do everything. But the thing is that when it comes to the last minute game-winning decision, he's going to pass it. Win or lose, I want to stick with my guns. That person who's going to take us to the promised land, who's going to win, you're taking the shot.